Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Natalka, and today I know I'm a little late. Like Halloween's already over, but I had some leftover pumpkin puree, a couple cans of pumpkin. So today I'm going to use it, and I'm going to show you guys how to make some pumpkin cookies. Super simple. Great way to use up the rest of that pumpkin. And of course, I'm going to put a little bit of cream cheese icing on top. And these are so good with a cup of coffee. All right, so let's get right into it and start baking and make some pumpkin cookies today. All right, so to get started, I'm adding 1 cup of butter into my mixing bowl. I'm also adding a 1/4 cup of maple sugar. If you don't have maple sugar, it's no problem. You don't have to use it and you don't have to substitute anything. I'm also adding 1 cup of brown sugar that I packed into my measuring cup. You're going to put that all into your bowl, and then you're going to put it on your mixer, and you're going to cream it together until it is all smooth and well combined. While your butter is mixing, in a separate bowl, you're going to add 3 cups of flour to it, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. Then you're going to whisk that all together, and you're going to set this aside. All right, in another little bowl, you're going to add 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of some sort of flavoring. I am using a sugar-free maple bourbon syrup. You could use vanilla instead if you want, or some other flavored syrup. It doesn't matter. You don't have to use any if you don't want to. You're going to just mix that together with a fork, so just lightly beat the egg, and again, you're going to just set this aside for a minute. So by now, your butter and sugar should be very well mixed together. So take it off of your mixer, scrape down the sides of your bowl, and then you're going to add your egg and your flavoring. You're also going to add 2 cups of pumpkin puree. You're going to put that back on the mixer and let it mix until it's fairly well combined. All right, so now you're going to add your flour, and you're going to let it mix on a low speed, roughly a low to a medium, until it forms a thick, sticky dough. All right, so now I'm going to scoop out my cookie dough onto a baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper, and I am using a 1 tablespoon size scoop. I'm also preheating my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And before I put the cookies into the oven, I'm using a spatchula dipped in some flour, and I'm just gently pressing down each cookie. I don't want to use a fork because then it'll leave fork imprints. So that's why I'm using a spatula. You don't have to do this, but I'm doing it because I want them a little bit flatter for when I put icing on them. All right, so once you are ready to put your cookies in the oven, they're going to bake for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. It depends on your oven. I had some that cook a little faster, some that take a little bit longer. So just watch them and you'll know when they're done. The bottoms will be a little bit dark and the tops will be puffy. All right, so to make the cream cheese frosting for on top, the icing, I'm using roughly 1/2 block of cream cheese. I think that's like 4 ounces of cream cheese. And I am mixing it with 2 tablespoons of butter. Mix it really well. Add some flavoring in there. A little bit of vanilla, some maple bourbon flavoring, some pumpkin spice flavoring, a hint of cinnamon, whatever you want. Add some flavoring in and let it mix on your mixer until it is completely smooth. Then you're going to add roughly 2.5 to 3 cups of powdered sugar, give or take. Add it in 1 cup at a time. Let it mix really well until it is smooth. Add a little bit of milk if you need to help thin it out and to help it mix. Because I added some maple bourbon flavoring, I didn't need to add any milk. It was a nice consistency. So put that all together, give it a good mix, and let it keep mixing until it is silky and smooth and ready to use on your cookies. All right, so my cookies are completely cooled. This is what they look like when they're all done. Remember to let your cookies cool really well. Like, let them cool for like an hour or something, or a half hour. Because as soon as you put your icing on, it's going to melt if they're too warm. So, anyway, cool your cookies and put your icing on. Try not to eat them as you're doing them, because they're very irresistible. So anyway, this is what mine looked like once I got them all iced. They look great. As you can see, when I break one in half, they just look so delicious. Like, they're so soft, almost like a little mini cake. That's what they make me think of, is like pumpkin cake. It is so nice and soft and a little bit gooey, just a tiny bit, like the right amount. So these are going to be amazing with a cup of coffee. Well, you guys, let me tell you, these cookies turned out fantastic. So they are very soft and moist, kind of like you're eating cake. They turned out really, really well. They were very easy to make. I'm so glad I was able to use up the rest of my pumpkin. And I know it's not like a holiday video because Halloween's already over, but I really wanted to share this. I love this recipe and how they turned out. And of course, the cream cheese icing on them. Yes, please. So good. So, they're stuck together. They turned out really cute. They're soft, they're puffy. I did try to flatten them out, but that's because I wanted them a little flatter for putting the frosting on it. But it's okay. They puffed up. The frosting icing went on perfectly well, and they taste amazing. So if you're looking for something to make with the leftover pumpkin puree, these are really good. And they go great with a cup of coffee. All right, so that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And oh my gosh, you guys, I am really, really close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. And that is all thanks to you guys for helping and supporting me and encouraging me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. So remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. And I will see you guys all for next week, which is the start of all my holiday baking. And I can't wait to share the recipes I have lined up. Well, I have one lined up so far for next week. All right. I will see you guys all next week.